All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly as they get ready to match up with the Houston Texans. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Houston Texans. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he fires one incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And it's third down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Shrugs him off. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. It didn't happen on that play.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
Good work that time to get him to jump, and now here's 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Webb. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
What's the old adage, be quick but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Webb. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Going 5-3. Going 5-3. Hey, sound one.
Now it's Ajayi. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Here's Ajayi. And some space here. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They go play action here on 1st down. Sliding out of the pocket. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be third down.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
Webb now. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Give them 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now Foles. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Here's Foles. That has it. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Foles. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's second and 8. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
1-1-1.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's fourth down. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Ellington now to return it. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Houston. You know, Charles, season winding down. Time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team.
To throw on second down, here's Webb. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now Sproles. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Wide open receiver complete. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. They run with Ajayi. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Right back to him on 1st down. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Oh, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the 1st down sticks and make the play. On defense, what do you want to do? Guard the 1st down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the 1st down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Webb now from the gun. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A play fake, now Webb. Going up top. It's caught inside the 25. A huge play there for Houston. 59 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. To the right side, and he's got Macklin. Complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw on third down, Webb. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down. The kick by Tavecchio is good, and it's now 3-0 Texans. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Be alert, be alert. One.
Now back to throw. And he connects with Hurts. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this.
Here we go, let's go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. The Eagles on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And he'll actually lose about 7 yards on the return, but they have possession of the football on the turnover.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Now Webb. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. Off play action. Webb trying to lay one up deep. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he spins away. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Back to throw now on first down. Jeffrey breaking the tackle, and he will find his man on the outside. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Great.
They'll drop the throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The Eagles on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Here's Webb. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Going deep for Hopkins. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
They'll begin the drive with a jive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. DJ Reader getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Back to throw here. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
He'll look to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's got a man on the crossing route. That's Macklin. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Webb now. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A big-time play there for the Texans. 44 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Webb steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Webb. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Well, it's one thing to complete that pass on a nice sunny 70-degree day, but in these elements, that's a tough thing to do.
It is, and let's just put the whole thing together, not just throwing the ball. Trying to protect the quarterback now when you got the pass rushers coming at you, and maybe things are a little slippery on the field. The guys trying to cover downfield, wanting to make sure they keep their footing as the guys make their cuts. looking back and locating the ball. You name it, it's difficult all the way around. But the guy throwing it, he may have the toughest task.
To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Webb. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
13.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Foles. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Foles. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Christian Covington in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's Ellington. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And here comes the Texans now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brandon Graham, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the gun, it's Webb. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A very solid gain of 27. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, it's Miller. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. The Texans on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Webb to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Leckler now on as he'll punt this away. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A run, it's Clement, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Eagles on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Now Foles. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep in Houston territory. A big play there for the Eagles on third down. 49 yards. Finally a first red zone opportunity for these guys. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Sproles. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Hey, solid goal, solid goal. 1-1-1.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other. Quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the 4th, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? This feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice and tense on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Webb. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Bennett in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that will help him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They give him a gain of 38. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run it with Sproles. In a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On play action, they'll throw. And hauled in here by Richard Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Foles now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Hey, Silver.
A toss to the scat back. This is Darren Sproles. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Here's Sproles. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Darren Sproles with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. Elliott now to kick this one away. Here comes Bruce Ellington on the return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now a desperation throw, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
The receivers have been running them ragged, maybe some tired legs in the secondary, maybe some tired legs in the pass rush. Didn't get to him, and look what resulted. A touchdown, tie game. They've got a chance to take the lead.
So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They're up by 1. They have the football. The key here, just don't do anything silly, right, Charles?
That's exactly right. You know, all the admonitions as they ran out there. Take care of the ball. Secure everything. Be tight in everything that you do. No let up, no crazy plays, and they can go home with a victory.
Let's see here if they can do all those things and hang on to this victory. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. That's complete to Jeffrey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Good for an Eagles first down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey. Now it's Sproles. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. This is Clement. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Oh, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a